この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Yu Hakusho, starting with episode 85. Last week on Yu Hakusho, we had a rough pair of episodes. 83 was the rougher of the two, in my personal opinion, given the whole Amanuma thing. Amanuma was just a kid who felt ostracized and left out by society and played a lot of video games until a very cool, tall dude came to him and was like, "Hey man, you want to be really cool?" And he was like, "Yeah, obviously." And then he got sucked into an evil organization and then was forced to be killed by our protagonists because there was no way for them to get further forward because they have to, otherwise the whole world dies. So they had to directly and with intent and with knowledge of forethought to kill Amanuma, a literal, naive, relatively innocent child. Oh, okay. So we went from like, oh, the stakes are bad stuff's gonna happen, to the stakes are you have to decide between literally murdering a child or the rest of the world. It's up to you. Easy peasy. So, why did this happen? Not in a why did Togashi write this? What is it trying to make me feel sort of sense, but why did this happen? Well, this happened because Sensui is trying to put our characters through a gauntlet and see how they turn out. He believes in what he's doing. He believes that his path is the right path, and that if he can just put these characters under enough torment of certain kind, they're going to see that they and the rest of humanity are fucking evil and should all be destroyed. Yeah. Great. Good. We've got a villain here who really knows how to villain it up, and I like it. I like it a lot. I also hate it, but I hate it in a way that I like, so I think that makes sense. Regardless, we then moved on to episode 84, where we got to fight Gourmet, who it turns out is not really Gourmet. He is instead Elder Toguro, taking the form of Gourmet, and all of his powers, and all of Toguro's own powers, and it's bad. It gets really bad. Kurama offs him real big time. I guess he doesn't exactly kill him because he just regenerates too fast. He does worse. So he puts him in like an endless, infinite torture chamber thanks to his tree weirdness. Jesus. We also get the impression that Kurama's not doing well on the inside at the moment. I don't know how true that is. There are kind of conflicting opinions here. There are some people in the group who are like, Kurama's a fucking demon. He knows what to do. He's killed lots of people. You think this is the first child it's mostly Hiei. You think this is the first child he's ever killed? And then there are the people who are looking at Kurama becoming completely cold and insensitive and more demonic and going, buddy, buddy, are you okay? And the answer is no, Kurama's not okay. I don't know what we can do about it, but he is being pushed closer to some kind of a brink, and I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared. So we find ourselves in a big not empty, but big room with a portal, and there are demons climbing out of it. Kuwabara is in the middle of a boat in the middle of the lake in the middle of the room. Itsuki is out of the boat in the middle of the lake in the middle of the room and probably willing to fight us through some weird gatekeeping stuff. I don't know what that's going to turn into. There are lots of ideas that you can have with somebody who has control over portals. The biggest one is split the party. Just take the party and put them other places and then have them fight one-on-one battles at the same time, which also sounds really cool, and I kind of hope that happens. And Sensui is hard chillin', just chillin', relaxing, all cool, watching a movie, having a good time watching his favorite film, Chapter Black. Here we are, T-minus less than 2 hours until the end of the world. This is bad, and I don't know what we're going to do about it. Let's watch the episodes and find out. I've got episode 85 up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions. You can find a picture-in-picture version in the description, timer-based version on YouTube if you want to sync things up. You can do that. The beep beep timer to help is coming at you. Let's go. Bastard. Bastard. And that is why it's there. That emotion, the moment that I see Sensui, that's why the Amanuma bit is there. Because I felt it before, but not like this. Bastard. You piece of shit. Mm. Is that just gonna stay up? No, okay, good. I hate it. 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 Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ugh. Okay, we got a final battle begins. I assume that's probably the title or something close to it. The final battle begin. It's probably not. He can still talk? Seems deserved. He deserves that. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. Did not want to hear him screaming. Yeah, please, buddy. Huh? Your friend? Your friend? Ha. I love the contemptuous ha. I use it all the time as a DM. What? Itsuki, what did you do? Oh, hi. Wait. Wait. Okay, I think it's really him. What is moving through shadows? What? Ah! Portals! Uh... Or we just all got 8. Nah, portals. Isolation. Oh, bye. Sure. Thanks. Hard 1v1 just begins. Sup? Huh? Huh. Alright, we've got a solo 1v1 with no commentators. No commentators? How about I just flip it off like this? Also, isn't Koenma on his way? He's following the lights. Koenma is the cavalry. Super weird. That's great. All right, where do the rest of us end? Is this just a demi-plane? Did he just banish them? Fully just a banishment spell. Hmm? Nah. So we're literally in the stomach of that thing. Itsuki. Oh, hi! You're a Yotoko. I see. What does that mean? What is it? Oh! That's kind of impressive. Oh! Oh, that has eyes all over it. I don't like it. Special. Just to get you away from Yusuke? I've seen enough. Perseverance? We're also getting a sneak peek at them moves. Okay. I love the shot composition. So, of course. Sure. But you're still alive. Whoa, not what I expected. Uh, uh. Bro, you are fully in love with him, aren't you? Okay. Okay, I get it a little more now. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, fully good. Yeah, you shut the fuck up. This is kind of sweet in a horrifying way. No. What? He fully can. You really aren't. He's not. He believes in him. But purely depraved. That's insane. Damn right. Uh-huh. I love you, Itsuki. Shit, so if we kill you, we're stuck forever. Great. Huh? Oh, we can watch. Good. Good, so we can have some commentary. Oh boy. I love that shit. Oh my god, I love that shit. That genuine dedication is something else. It explains so much. Why would he follow him to the end? That's why. He loves him. He really does. In a truer way than most fictional love occurs. That's insane. Monster fighting monsters. What the fuck? And again, that's the reason. Because they're pure. Your immortality? Alright, let's fight. Uh-oh. He's a lot faster. Oh, he's not. Okay. Wrong. Give it time. Give it a minute. There's gonna be return volley, and it's gonna be bad. Alright, hit us with the explanation, Yusuke. Okay. Simple. Huh? But. Oh boy. No, he's trying to shake Yusuke. Alright, buddy. God, that's creepy. Sure. Okay. That's cool. That's double cool. He's still holding that shit, and he's fighting this all off with one hand. That's a problem. He's gonna kick that shit in... What? He's gonna kick you in the face. Okay. Oh, that was a statement kick. Okay, then. We see where things stand. Shit. Well... Well... So you took it. Fuck you. Fuck. Oh no. Fair enough. He's gonna just prove it to you. Oh god. Kuwabara, don't try to wrap your head around that one. It's too much mental game for you. This is just not going to work. Ooh! Clever. Nope, just a rock. Okay, Yusuke's got some edge. Can't like half dodge those. I love the I don't know what to call it. The bubbly style outlines. That was solid. I don't think it matters. Pop. he can't hear you. He can't hear you, Kuwabara, and it's nowhere near over, my man. Not even close. Buddy, step away from the water. That's gonna be an energy blast. Buddy, step away from the water. Palo, friendo? Back, back, back. Oh, hi. Oh, he has his shirt off. How did that happen? It's a lot of scars. He is just scar tissue, isn't he? Psychologically, he's scar tissue. What? You can hear him? Wait, what? Yeah. It's all scar tissue. And psychologically, too. Oh, it's so good! Sick. Sick. Super sick. Super duper sick. Okay. We got a few things to talk about in this episode. One, I mentioned this offhand. This line art style where there are, I don't know what to call it other than it's like in the same way that when you create lines with a hard charcoal on the right kind of textured paper, you get texture in it. These outline lines with the little dots and dips in them create so much action and movement, even without the smeary edges or anything like that. They create so much feel and style and vibe, and they're throughout this episode, and it's really cool. There are a bunch of really great fight sequences. I actually have seen an attack rush in this episode that I really like. I've said this multiple times before, but generally I find attack rush fighting where character goes ba 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 and the other character goes ba 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 and nothing happens, to be pretty fucking boring. And yet we get some attack rushes in this episode that are #sick. Give me a sec. Let me get to one of them. Okay, there it is. This guy right here. This rush. It's very varied. The other thing that's really interesting about it to me is how curved it is, by which I mean that each of the motions in frame is curved, which makes each motion in frame, God, he looks like Ace Attorney in that frame, haha. Each frame really dynamic. We've got his fists coming always at angles across frame, and that creates even in just in this video, this angle has more dynamicness to it than this angle does, right? And if this is curved, it's even more so. And usually curves in a frame feel comfortable or more peaceful. Not so here when they're curve, angle. It's all hard edges on the edges of curves, and it's amazing that it works as well as it does, because it does. I also really love the cut to red, blue, block. What is Sensui doing, and is he being affected by this? And the answer is no, not in the slightest. He is fine. There's also some really cool little mini choreographed stuff going on through scenes like that one, which are wonderful. Okay, so there are these stylistic touches, there are the genuinely cool fight sequences, there is the mind game element of, like, I can see through your moves, etc., except that he really can, and in this case, it's not mind reading, it's just that he's been on the same path in a different way for so long. And then there's Itsuki. So give me a minute here, because I got brain boggled by all the shit that Itsuki said about Sensui, and I want to go rewatch that whole portion of the episode, and then I'll be back to you to talk through that portion of the episode. Because I think that is the standout, by far, most interesting thing in the episode, is Itsuki's conversation, and getting to see Sensui from the perspective of someone who is dedicated to him. Not his own perspective, where we can chalk everything up to arrogance, but the perspective of somebody who has watched him, and while maybe has a twisted outlook, a twisted perspective, it's still really interesting. And I think really, really shockingly pure. In a way where we've got someone who cares about another character, loves the other character, knows that the other character will not reciprocate that love, doesn't care, and is fully dedicated to serving the other character and furthering their goals, regardless of personal harm or anything else. So I want to watch through that, because Itsuki is the perfect second-in-command type of character. He's not really a villain in and of himself. He's just dedicated, and that is fascinating. And it's also really, really useful for me, because there are a couple of characters that are very much like that in my D&D campaign, and I'm going to yoink all of Itsuki. I've already fully yoinked some Sensui for a couple of different characters in different ways, but I'm going to yoink the fuck out of some Itsuki stuff. So for my own purposes and for the purposes of this discussion, I'm going to go rewatch all of Itsuki's segment. Peace. I also, this is kind of a side note as I'm getting to that point, this little mini cut of Kuwabara is really nice. I don't care if he's a unicorn, let's... that like incoming bop pa bop pa.
Let's start this fight. We'll see how special he is when I'm smashing him.
And I also love the voice, smashing him. It's great.
Calm your anger, Kuwabara.
All right, I'll be watching through. This, just the way he says.
Bickering amongst ourselves. Yusuke deserves it. Sensui deserves it.
And the little laugh in Sensui, he's so good. Who is Itsuki's voice actor? I'm pretty sure I looked it up before, but I need to again. Right, he is Jerome 57, who has shockingly few roles. Wait, no, he just has shockingly few roles listed on ANN, or listed on MAL. He's got a bunch more on other places, but they're all fucking side characters. None of them are main characters. Okay, cool. I think he does a really great performance here. Again, the little laugh in the way that he says Sensui deserves it.
Yusuke deserves it. Sensui deserves
Sen.
deserves it.
Wow. Okay, onward. One decent thing that makes you follow his end of the world crusade. Unfortunately, the decent that you're looking for, Kuwabara, is a different decent than Itsuki's decent. His decent is ability.
He has everything.
Everything.
Sensui can...
I love the framing of this black and white flashback sequence, specifically this shot where Sensui takes down a demon. The demon falls, obscures center frame, and then we shift our perspective back into the background with this like tiny thin pathway of darkness in the background. Whoa.
My obsession grew.
Whoa.
Shadows killing...
It's so cool. All right, onward.
He wasn't grateful.
Of course, when he caught me, he wasn't grateful. And the way that Itsuki says this is a plus in his book for Sensui, that he is purely dedicated to his truth, right? He doesn't spare Itsuki because he's like, oh, Itsuki's like, he's like a different guy or something. He doesn't do that. He's not grateful for what he's done. There's no, I'll let you off this time because you helped me once before. It's, I am dedicated to my cause. I persevere. I do the thing that I need to do.
Of course, when he caught me, he wasn't grateful. I was just another demon to judge.
I was just another demon to judge. And that is, like, principle. Sensui follows his principles, and that is one of them. Itsuki would have it no other way, right? He would have Sensui kill him in this moment when he first catches him, because it's Sensui's principle to do so. And that makes the mercy that he shows all the more interesting, right? So we get our one more day TV show situation, which is, you know, he's a person. He has like a life, I guess. Traditionally defined good and evil can't fit.
Compassionate. Intellectual.
Warm, compassionate, intellectual, sexy. You know, it just starts piling on. You're like, wait a second, Itsuki, are you like, yeah, you are. Okay, all right. That's some hardcore dedication, my man. And of course, this makes Kuwabara uncomfortable. So Kurama hits us with,
If you truly care for Sensui, then help us stop him.
oh, you misunderstand. I don't want to save Sensui from himself. I want to let him develop. I want to let him follow his path to the end. This is what he's chosen, what he's been dedicated to. His choice is law, is truth, is good. I will not stand in his way. I will help him. There's such purity to that. Despite his knowing what it will do to Sensui, he is so dedicated to this guy that he'll help him down that path regardless. That's
Path he's chosen will
that's so good. That's such character writing. Okay.
destroy him as well. You can't save the damned.
You can't save the damned. He's damned regardless. And I love him regardless. Whoa. Drop ink on the finest snow white paper and it will inevitably become black. Absorb it to black. The black was chapter black. the pure paper was Sensui, and now he is pure darkness, and that purity has its own beauty. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Tainted men have immunities. Black does not absorb black.
Black does not absorb black. A new purity in darkness.
His change is but proof of his perfection, and you cannot stop him. The ability to prevent this demise would show purity did not exist.
The ability to prevent this demise would show purity did not exist. There is a moral and metaphysical, Itsuki needs Sensui to turn evil, because him turning evil would confirm Itsuki's suspicion that Sensui is the purest being that he has ever met. Thus, if Yusuke can stop him, that will deny the existence of purity, right? There is no pure evil, there is no pure good, there are only shades of gray, and you choose where on the spectrum you end up falling, right? It takes the binary white-black dichotomy situation and folds it into something different, something a lot more difficult to deal with, especially for one who styles themselves an arbiter of what is true and what is good. Sensui's whole perspective from the beginning is that black and white is morality. Morality is absolute. Things are either good or they are bad, and he has had it proven to himself that because humanity is tainted, they are all black, all death, all bad, all evil. If Yusuke can't stop him, that confirms that, because of the way that Itsuki sees it. If Yusuke can stop him, it opens the door to a different perspective on the spectrum of good and evil.
Purity is worth the world, not exist. Purity is worth the world.
Purity is worth the world is the same as saying principles are worth the world. Principles are worth my life, right? It's the same idea. It's all woven. Oh my god, it's so much better than it should be. You can't excuse him. He's a monster cut and dry. You're not listening to me, Kuwabara.
He's a monster cut and dry! You're not listening to me, Kuwabara. I'm not excusing him. Then what the heck do you call?
Not an excuse. Dedication.
Because I know whatever he does to the world, even if it kills us all, is what we deserve.
Yoink! It's like someone who believes so firmly in the justice system that even after they've been framed for murder, they accept the charges because the justice system as a system is more important than their own life or death, right? It's... I know whatever he... Oh my god! What a fucking line, and what a fucking idea. A totally novel, to me, perspective on why people might follow a character who, to an outside observer, is so obviously evil. Okay, and then we get into, you're stuck here regardless, you can't kill me, haha. So then we get to see, and we get to watch, and yay. Okay, and we get into it. Compared to that, the actual fight dialogue situation is way less interesting. It's Yusuke goes and he gets the punch on him, but actually, since we saw it coming, and then Yusuke goes again and actually does do some tricksy stuff and gets something over Sensui a couple times. I also gotta mention that this is fucking sick. I don't know what it is or why it is the way that it is. But damn. But hot damn. Okay. Regardless, big punch, big kicks, whoop whoop, teleportation, fighting, cool attack rushes. He just summons an orb of power just so he has something to do with one hand while he blocks all of Yusuke's blows with no problem with his other hand. God damn it, Sensui, why are you so cool? And let me see. I think that there was... Yeah, this was cool. I wanted to see this again. Cha. Okay. Shmiri. Big dark lines. Love it. Big dynamic angled position. Love it. Big zoom. Love it. Crack-a-pow. Love it, love it. Love it, love it. And again, then we start to hit some choreographed fight sequences and some big kicks and some big flying against the walls and stuff. And then we get to a point where we start playing around. Or I guess maybe we stop playing around. Kick up some dust. Throw a rock. Whackety, 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 whack. Thwackety, thwackety, thwack, thwackety, thwack. And punch him into the water. Bye-bye. And, of course, his shirt dissolves. Wonder when Yusuke's shirt will dissolve. But it does reveal to us all these scars. He's not quite clear about how he gave himself these scars, whether he was just like, I'm gonna burn myself with some cigars and cut my flesh, or if he was just training really fucking hard. It's just unclear. But the idea that a large portion of him is scar tissue is really interesting, because scar tissue is harder than normal tissue. It is not quite as effective, but it is, it's almost like armor in a way. It's unchangeable. Once it's scar tissue, it can't do anything but be scar tissue. It never regenerates quite the same way. It never regrows quite the same way. It loses flexibility, right? That's one of the things, like, if you had big scars on your bicep like Sensui does, you would lose range of motion in that area. You would lose flexibility, but you'd become sturdier in certain ways, right? It means scar tissue often has less nerve receptors or nerve endings, and so causes less pain when it's hit again, meaning, like, all of this plays into who Sensui is psychologically. Sensui, psychologically, mentally, is all scar tissue. Up from the moment when he started to realize that humans have the capacity to be good or evil, and his binary view of morality started to break down, he has just piled scars on top of scars on top of scars, lost his flexibility, gone harder into that binary, into that I know that this is good, I know that this is evil, etc., right? So the idea that Sensui is so deeply scarred, and not just that he's scarred in that, you know, we could say like, oh, this character is mentally scarred, but that he embraces his scars, right, and did them to himself. He's just diving deeper into his own mindset and refusing to flex out of it. That's so smart. Okay, super duper 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 cool. And Sensui looks real mean with his hair kind of frazzled now. Very scary. Very, very scary. What an episode. The final battle begins. We're in it. Hell yeah. I'm going to take a breaky thingy, do a sinky thingy, and be back in a second for episode 86 of Yu Hakusho. See you in a minute. Peace. All right, welcome back. We're good to go for episode 86 of Yu Hakusho, except that I went downstairs to get some more tea, and I got a letter. Or, it's not a letter. It's a package in an envelope. Give me a sec. Ah. Ooh. Haha. Woohoo. All right. How breathable. Very breathable. Sick. How fittable. Could be a little bit tighter on the ear flaps, but I think that's acceptable. All right, cool. I got this guy from Rhinocorn Designs on Etsy. Yar. I've been going back to the gym, so I bought a couple of masks because I need masks, and I want some that are like more breathable than some of the ones that I had before. Like this one is not terribly breathable, and that's a bit of an issue. So I got some nice masks. This one's got a bunch of D&D dice on it. It's nice and pretty. It comes in all kinds of colors. I would check it out. I'm not sponsored or anything. It's just a nice mask that I bought. Anyway, boop. Let's watch some Yu Hakusho. As I was going and getting some tea, I had this thought that was like, gosh, it's so cool that Sensui is as scarred as he is in the way that he is, and if we take that as being the idea of him like being psychologically scarred, because it's that classic idea that anime characters and character designs can embody the internal characteristics of the individuals being shown on screen in a way that like real world doesn't work, because in the real world you can meet the most beautiful person and they can be the most evil person in the world, and you can meet the most horrifying ugly homely person and they could be the most wonderful soul on the planet. In anime, usually, character designs are indicative of characters' internal worlds. And Sensui turns out to be this character who is tall and stately and beautiful and graceful, and then he takes his shirt off and he's a scarred monster, right? That's cool to me. Okay, give me a sec. I'm annoyed by the way that my hair is right now, so I'm gonna comb it and then we'll get going. Cool. Episode 86 of Yu Hakusho. Let's get to it. Rescued into the bowels of a extra dimensional beast. Yeah. Let's go. Fuck. Fuck. Feels real good, don't it? Yeah. Doesn't work though. Doesn't really work though. Still feels good. Mm-hmm. 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 Hello. Pop. Yeah. That didn't work. Woof. I love his one little hair strand. Yeah. Part of that's the scar tissue, my man. That is close to done, sort of. Oh, the butterfly's on the screen, I see. That's cool. Huh? He avoids killing the butterfly. Hmm. I'm waiting for him to eat it. Oh. If you... Kana. Just Kana. Oh no. Oh no. He's glowing. What do we do? He's glowing. Uh-oh. Almost wings? What the fuck? Hmm. 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 Uh-oh. So that's like a shotgun? Except worse? Ooh. Ooh. Do they follow you, though? Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, that was a cut. Okay, who did this cut? Doesn't feel Wakabayashi exactly. Who did that? Ow. And they just keep coming. Fuck. Okay, that feels like Wakabayashi. But I don't think it is. I have to divorce myself from that. That kind of does too, but it doesn't. Weird. Okay, Sensui is a very, very scary boy. We knew that, but wow. Ha ha ha. Push. It's dilating. Push. No. Only a Verdmeister can smell the fear. Fuck. Ah. That means you're quite close. But which way do you go? Follow the smell, Koenma. Down. Deeper. Okay then. Yeah, no. No, he's not dead. Poor Mr. Urameshi. Yes. Quite. Quite certain. Hi. Do you want more? Yes. Whoo. Well, shit. It's always time for jokes. Have you not met Yusuke? Yeah, but can you do the crazy lifey Bernie stuff? Uh-oh. Got something new, Yusuke? Because you can't do what you did before. Shit, you're just gonna do that again. Okay. So fucking smug. Punch him in the face. Punch him in... punch him in the face. Punch him in the face. Wait, what would a spirit wave, like a full spirit wave, do to that? Would it just evaporate them as they come in? All right. I've got the gods of anime. All right, cool. That's half an episode? Where did it go? Where did those 12 minutes go? They just disappeared. Okay. Yeah, straight through it. If they're gonna hit you anyway. Yeah. It's not terribly surprising. It's not Sensui's only technique, though, by a long shot, and he still is not his match in hand-to-hand. At least he wasn't a moment ago. Fuck yeah! Also, I could just fly while punching. Is that a spirit gun? Oh! Underwater spirit gun? Alright. Shirt comes off. Indeed. Oh, the shirt's not coming off. Do we? It's a feint. Let it be a feint. Break his nose. Break his fucking nose. Ooh, the shirt comes off now. Blocking vision. Ooh, grabbing wrists. Ooh, we're in a full one-arm duel. Okay. Whack, whack, whack. Get fucked. Pretty much. You can't get away. Oh, okay. Thank you. It also means that every time you punch him away, he rebounds right back. Oh my god. Indeed. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't think this is as effective as we think it is. What? What? Did his arm just disappear? What? That's left side? Okay. That's bad. It's a bad spot to get a hole punched through you. What do you have on your arm? Do you have a laser cannon? Sensui? Sensui. Why do you have a laser cannon built into your hand? Sensui? Sensui. Uh, did he transformed it? Oh, what the fuck? Oh no. He just lost his purity. He's angry. Yeah. Huh? Huh? What? Fuck? Fucking what? What? So that's why. All right. That kind of flies in the face of the whole purity argument that we had from last. Ow! And he stomps the butterfly. Cool. Seems like a real nice dude. Definitely somebody worth following. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's gonna break through. He's gonna break through. Is that what they wanted? Is that what they wanted? Okay, good. Yeah, that doesn't work, right? Unless Kuwabara. Uh-oh. 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 Oh boy. Oh boy. That's not good. That is extremely bad. Could we get another personality, please? I don't like this guy. I don't much like this one. Can we get... Not like this. Hi, Koenma! Good timing. I'm the one you want? Mm-mm. I don't know. I got no clue. Kuwabara. 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 But he can. And also Yusuke. Mostly Yusuke. Ah! No! No, no, no! Okay. Oh. Oh, good. No spoilers. What? Alright, that's a thing. Okay. It's not like I want to call it an ass pull, but it's not an ass pull. It's there, and it's been there. It just hasn't been super hinted at, but it's been there. I wish there were more hints toward it. The 7 split personalities situation thing. Because there aren't more hints toward it. It doesn't feel like something that Togashi made up on the spot, though. Which we've had before, especially in the early parts of the early episodes. Like, early, by early, I mean the first 30 episodes or so. Lots of things that were just like, oh, but actually this guy has this power. Ta-da! He never used it before, but he has it. Whee! No. Doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's a plan here. I just wish it were... Let me put it this way. I love when there is a reveal in a show that makes you go, oh, that explains X, Y, and Z, right? This doesn't do that. Now, maybe I'm just forgetting moments that feel that way, but Sensui has been deeply consistent, right? He has been consistently Sensui, just himself, right? He has never had like a moment of almost becoming like really evil, really like sadistic and cruel. We've never seen it. Which just means that he had it under good wraps. But I wish that there was some of that feeling of, oh, that explains X, Y, and Z, right? That said, it is a really cool idea. And I want to let me be clear, the thing in the OP or anything in the OP in the anime does not substitute for that. The fact that we see 7 shadows coming off of him and stuff does not substitute for that because that's part of the anime, which was made later, so they already know what the twist is, and yay. Okay. I don't super love it, but I do like the idea. The idea is quite interesting. I don't understand how he has a gun hand, but it's kind of fucking cool. So I'm going to leave that in the category of rule of cool, means I'm not going to criticize it. Gun hand, dope. Shooting Yusuke in all of his limbs, terrifying. Kuwabara and everybody else being forced to watch as Yusuke gets closer and closer to the brink of destruction and despair, and not being able to cut their way out of this place. Nice. The fact that Kuwabara needs to level up his bladey sword thing in order to get through that, interesting, and I wonder if that's part of the plan. I assume that it is, because they do need it, right? They no longer have Gourmet, so they need Kuwabara to do it on his own, but why would he? Maybe if you fucked with him and put him separated from his best friend, watching his best friend die, that might do it. Very interesting. Koenma is here. Are we going to have our final fight be not Yusuke, but instead Koenma versus Shinobu? Versus Sensui? Because I might be shockingly okay with that. I don't feel like I would be okay with that, but I might be. Okay. All of these questions are batting around in my brain. The butterfly. The butterfly is great. He actively moves his sphere around and away from the butterfly and spares it, right? There's some level of compassion, or at least no desire to wantonly destroy. And then once he switches forms and digs his foot into Yusuke's wound to dig in the pain a little bit deeper, he smashes the butterfly in the process. He's a different person. And he doesn't care. That's pretty neat. This technique, also really neat. There's one frame in this, or maybe it's 2 frames, but there's one frame in this where his energy becomes wings out from him. Whoosh, 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 wings. And that's super cool. Just the imagery is super dope. Okay, so it's flashity, flishity, flashity, flashity wings. And then, boop, I got a bunch of balls. Hey, come play with my balls. Okay, we fire that, and we get this whole cut. And I really wonder who animated this. I really wonder. Okay, we go flashity, flashity, flash for a bit. And then we get this. That is super cool. Excuse me for a moment. I'm going to Sakagaburu. I'm gonna go Yu Hakusho episode number and see if I can find this particular cut if it's already been uploaded to Sakagaburu. I assume it has because look at it. Let me see. Yu Hakusho plus source. Oh, wrong episode. I did find the attack rush sequence from episode 85, which is Takashi Tomioka, which is cool. I'm on the wrong episode though. Nishida Kanji is the listed dude broski for this sequence. Let me skim through some of his other. I see it. Okay. Cool. What an animator. These are dope. His character movements are insane. Like there's this sequence from Flame of Rekka that I'm looking at that's kind of similar. Super cool. Okay. Nowhere near Wakabayashi. That's why it doesn't feel like Wakabayashi, but it has a similarity in the willingness to put characters into weird positions, and to like do some crazy stretch compress stuff, and some crazy little like shortenings of character designs. What strikes me about this is how we get movement frame, expression frame. Let me show you what I mean. Movement frames, right? And then we hit movement frames, expression. Like, expression. Hit the ground, expression. After each beat of movement, after each dodge, there's a moment of how does Yusuke feel in this moment? So that we're not just tethered to the flow of his running away from stuff. We're also tethered to his emotional state during that flow. It's super good. I like it a lot. Okay. Coolio, Koenma on the way, everybody here. cocky, cocky, confident, confident, smug, smug, fight, fight, punch, 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 punch. Yusuke becomes a cocky brat and does this thing. This whole thing with the wrapped wet towel around your arm, we're street fighting now, you can't get away, I'm just going to pummel you into oblivion. Super neat. Super neat, super fun, super cathartic, and doesn't work at all. Also, just the shift in personality that we get from Sensui is ultra terrifying. There's a sequence where we have these really, really close-up shots from, like, under the chin of Sensui, where he's really expressing himself as not Shinobu Sensui, but as this kind of stuff. But there's more when we get even close. Yeah. And those facial expression cuts are super good. The way, like, his whole being changes. His mouth becomes smaller and more, like, mobile in his face, and more, like, contemptuous sneer rather than his cocky, like, smirk. We go from smirk to sneer here, right? This is sneering. He's got this situation where these muscles are pulling up, and that's something that only happens when we feel contempt, or almost only happens when we feel contempt. There are other moments, but in general, when you see somebody in your real life go like this and like their lip curls up towards you, they are never going to respect you ever. They are going to hurt you, and they don't think of you as a human being. That contemptuousness is hardwired into us, and when we see it in a character, we feel bad. And this is that, and it sure does work. Yeah, he's also sadistic and horrifying, and there's some more of that shit that I'm talking about. Totally shift the way that he expresses himself and delights in the pleasure of others. This kind of flies in the face of the whole purity thing that Itsuki was going on about, cause he's not pure. He's 7 weird different people all smushed together. Whatever. The core still stands, I think. Okay. I think that last episode was more interesting than this episode, but this episode was more fighty than last episode. Regardless, we now have a situation where Yusuke has holes in all of his major limbs, possibly through the bone, possibly shattering multiple bones. Who has healing abilities besides Genkai? Because Genkai is not here. Can Koenma heal him? I hope so, because we're still going to need Yusuke, I think, unless this just becomes a Koenma versus Sensui fight. And if it does, gosh, what'll that do to Yusuke if he isn't the one who's able to overcome his own obstacle? That would be crazy. If we actually have Koenma, like solve his own problem? That would be nuts, and that would probably fuck Yusuke up real good. Okay. Interesting episode. Sensui has a split personality, and each one is different and probably has different abilities and also different perspectives on stuff. I assume we're not going to see all 7 of them because, meh. But here we are in the midst of a battle. Kuwabara has finally gone for his sword, but it doesn't cut things. I wonder if he levels it up, will it cut things? And will that be a major plot point? I don't know, but I'm curious. And we've got very, very little time before the Chapter Black movie finishes and the portal to Demon World opens completely. Uh-oh. Spaghetti Bow. Cool. This is where we're going to cut the video for Yu Hakusho for the week. And next week, I've been told that 87, 88, 89 is probably something that I want to watch together, and I'm willing to do that. So next week, I'll see you for some more episodes. This week, these were some crazy episodes. I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next time for some more of this shit when we fight some more Sensui. Whee! Peace.